Shop.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to the Philadelphia Commission on Human Relations public session taking place today, Friday, March 18th, 2024. Can we start the meeting with the approval of meeting minutes? Were there any corrections to note? Okay, hearing none, I move that we accept the minutes and they are submitted into records. The next up on the agenda are the cases recommended for closings. I will ask for recusals after I read the cases. All right, cases recommended for closings for the month of April 2024 are as follows. Under employment, we have Jessica G. Smith versus Temple University, Cher Baylor versus School District of Philadelphia, Tanisha Ebo versus Evolution Gaming LLC, Sharice K. Charles versus AmeriHealth Caritas, Tara Kelly versus Regency Management Services LLC, Anthony Alvarez versus the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, Tamara Gary versus the Operations Group, Andre S. Jugnanov, I believe, versus Temple University Police Department, Sasha Stewart versus Penn Medicine and trustees of the University of Pennsylvania and Penn Presbyterian Medical Center, Francine Murray versus the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, Richard Pizonka versus Marikey, T'Challa M. Brooker versus Aspen Dental Management, Dorothy E. Daniels versus School District of Philadelphia. Under housing, we have Rhonda Lane versus AJH Management, AKA AJH Management LLC et al. And under cashless business, we have Adam Butler versus Cogito Coffee, Philadelphia, and Adam Butler versus Jenny's Splendid Ice Cream. Are there any recusals?
Yeah, I'm recusing from 1 and 8 employment cases.
Thank you. Are there any other recusals? All right, recusals have been noted. Can I have a motion to accept the cases? Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm using two screens here. I see Commissioner Loren made a motion. Did anyone else make a second? Commissioner Alpert made a second. All in favor? Thank you. Cases for the month of April have been accepted. And with that, I'll turn it over to our Executive Director for her report. Ikea.
Hi, Commissioner Thomas. Thank you. I saw we had a member of the public joining us, but they're no longer with us. So I'll just go straight into the report. I have a few things to share for this reporting period. I will start with the legislative update. On April 18th, yesterday, Council members Landau, Gautier, and Council President Johnson introduced a resolution to name April as Fair Housing Month in Philadelphia. PCHR has recognized the 60th anniversary of the Fair Housing Act throughout this month by featuring a social media campaign to educate the public about fair housing facts and other helpful information. Of course, how to file if they believe they've been discriminated against as it relates to housing. I will move on to community engagement, prevention, and education highlights. On March 27th, we hosted the Peace Islands Institute annual Interfaith Iftar. I should say we co-sponsored, I'm sorry. Interfaith Iftar dinner along with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services and Community Engagement. This year's theme was One Philly, Stronger Together. The event occurred at City Hall and brought together faith leaders, government, and law enforcement partners, as well as elected officials for dinner and dialogue during the holy month of Ramadan for the Muslim community. Mayor Parker provided opening remarks. Deputy Director Randy Duque also spoke on the importance of sharing cultural celebrations to promote peace. Deputy Director Duque also provided remarks at a Bangladeshi flag raising ceremony and Eid celebration for 2 immigrant communities. And he spoke specifically on ways to promote peace by opening cultural celebrations to all. HR Representative David Oliver is currently conducting weekly Know Your Rights and Fair Chance Hiring workshops for new parolees in partnership with the Pennsylvania Parole Board. On April 19th, HR Representatives Carlos Aviles and Shanice Drinks will conduct a presentation at Julia de Burgo Elementary School on PCHR's school-based conflict resolution services. In terms of conflict responses, HR Representative David Oliver is actively consulting with a principal in an area high school to offer conflict resolution and bias awareness / upstander training in response to their discovery of racist graffiti. Deputy Director Randy Duque is working with the Office of City Representative and the Office of Immigrant Affairs to address concerns over the city's support of cultural celebrations for communities that wish to fly flags, but their flags are not consistent with the city's Philadelphia Honors Program, flag raising program. The meetings that he's had so far have centered on collaborative discussions regarding alternative celebrations and events and future partnerships with the city for those communities. On April 10th, there was a gun violence incident during an Eid celebration in West Philadelphia that resulted in several people being shot. Deputy Director Randy Duque consulted with the Philadelphia Police Department and representatives of the Arab and Muslim communities to ensure that correct information was provided and to prevent rumors of anti-Muslim hate. Other noteworthy events for this reporting period: on March 27th, I spoke at a virtual seminar for the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission in honor of their Women's History program. And I spoke on the subject of how to harness your power and demand your rights. The program itself was very well attended with over 85 participants joining, and it was very well received, if I do say so myself. On April 15th, I also met with Kadeem Morris, co-managing attorney of the housing unit at Community Legal Services, to discuss our upcoming plans for targeting housing appraisal bias and ways to strengthen our partnership as it relates to housing discrimination. Finally, I want to note that our Commissioner Steve Loren, will be leaving the commission this month, and we want to publicly acknowledge him and thank him for his work on the commission. We know that he will continue to do good work, and we will see him out in the field, but we truly want to honor him and thank him for his participation on the commission. Commissioner Loren, you will be missed tremendously.
Thank you. It was an honor to serve on the commission. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, upcoming events during the next reporting cycle. On April 24th, we will be launching our first ever Youth Ambassador Program. The program will be held twice a week for 7 sessions, where young participants will learn about civil rights, community conflict resolution, being an upstander against hate, and media literacy to become effective human relations peer leaders and messengers. The ultimate goal of the program is to empower young leaders to know their rights and to teach them the skills needed to resolve conflict and resist the pressures that lead to violence. Partners for this project will include Philly CAM, excuse me, and Temple University's Young conflict specialist program. On April 24th, Attorney Karen Foreman will present on a panel at Villanova University discussing careers in human rights and enforcing anti-discrimination laws. She will also, on April 25th, Attorney Karen Foreman will also be meeting with an attorney from the Philadelphia Law Department regarding the ADA compliance and disability discrimination in the city's homeless shelters. The goal of the meeting is to identify trends in the past as it relates to complaints and determine how the city can better respond to those complaints and serve disabled homeless people. On April 30th, our office will be co-sponsoring a gun violence education summit along with the Quaker City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta and other partners. The event will occur at Venice Island Recreation and Performing Arts Center at 6 p.m. The summit will jumpstart a week-long campaign to bring awareness and resources aimed at reducing gun violence, enhancing conflict resolution, and supporting victims. The summit will feature a panel of esteemed leaders in Philadelphia, including the Police Commissioner, Kevin Bethel, the Sheriff, Rochelle Bilal, Chief of Community Education for the District Attorney's Office, G. Lamar Stewart, the Director of the city's Black Male Engagement Office, Abu Edwards, and former prosecutor, top defense counsel, and gun violence survivor, Kevin Hardin. I will also provide remarks at this event. On May 5th, PCHR will also co-sponsor a community resource fair to provide tangible resources to victims of gun violence and connect the community with anti-violence resources. I will also be providing remarks there. And then on May 7th, May 7th, Deputy Director Pamela Waltney will be presenting on a panel for the Pennsylvania Bar Institute, and the panel is entitled Consumer Protection, Discrimination, and Fair Housing, and so she will be talking on that panel. On May 9th, Attorney Karen Foreman will be presenting on a panel hosted by the Philadelphia Bar Association, their Committee on Legal Rights for Persons with Disabilities. The topic of her presentation is navigating a tenant's complaint in housing discrimination and determining when requests for reasonable accommodations should be made and exploring when they are ignored or denied. We have, in terms of hate and bias data, there were 10 confirmed incidents of race-based hate reported to our office this month. I should say race, ethnicity, and national origin. That is what the incidents centered on. And so I will go through them really briefly. We had 2 threats. One was in Roxborough. A teenager witnessed a man yelling racial slurs at a delivery driver. When he intervened, the man threatened to kill the teen, saying that he didn't belong there. And the woman that was with this man also called the teen an anti-Black slur. There was another threat reported where a homeless man at the airport threatened an off-duty police officer while saying an anti-white slur. That man was subsequently arrested. We had an assault that was reported to our office with a man with a knife who yelled an Islamophobic slur and chased a crossing guard on the corner of an elementary school in Alany. He was subsequently arrested when the crossing guard was able to flag down a police officer. There was an incident of hate speech at a high school in Germantown where they received an anonymous racist letter. There was also 2 incidents of harassment that was reported to us. The first was a neighbor in the Wharton neighborhood of Philadelphia was harassed by another neighbor over a parking dispute. And that particular neighbor told the other neighbor to go back to their country and attempted to physically assault the neighbor. We also had another incident of harassment reported where an international college student was harassed by her roommate who told her to leave the country because uh, she brought germs from her country. And then we had 4 incidents of graffiti that were reported to us. The first was a graffiti incident where the words "Free Palestine from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free" was spray painted on the front of a synagogue in Rittenhouse Square. University police also found the words "Free Palestine" spray painted on the rear wall of a student housing building in which a Jewish Heritage Office was located. There was also an incident where a Jewish couple found the words "Free Palestine" spray painted on their front porch on the wall in the Cedar Park area of Philadelphia. And finally, there was a principal who reported that police found anti-Black graffiti written in the bathroom stall of their high school in Juniata Park. For this year so far, there have been 30 confirmed acts of hate that have been reported to our office. In all of those incidents, we track to monitor any trends that are occurring and provide follow-up responses to our community partners, our state and local law enforcement partners, and of course, connect victims with support services as necessary. And with that said, I will open it for any questions that anyone may have.
Yeah, I just have one comment regarding the issue that happened at the Ed event on April 10th. The Philadelphia Masjid, I don't know if the PCHR is aware that the Philadelphia Masjid, they're holding a day of healing next Saturday. Were you aware of this? Was the office aware of this?
Yes, I was aware of
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you were aware. And I think it's fantastic what they're doing. And I think the goal is like to reclaim this space because right now it left a bad mark on the space. And so they're reclaiming it as the space it was known for, which is a space of fun and community where the communities and churches and religious organizations can get together and enjoy themselves. And so just want to make sure you were aware of that. I think that's a fantastic event.
Yes.
Should we think about potentially a show of force and as many people that can be there from the commission participating in that event next Saturday?
So I would have to check just to see if our reps are scheduled for something else, but certainly if there are commissioners who want to attend on behalf of the commission, we would welcome that. And whenever we can go out, we do our best to get out to those kinds of events. So I will reach out.
Madam Chair, would you mind sending that out to us? Or maybe someone in your office can send that out just so we can have the information and the time and location.
Yeah, I can send it out to you.
Okay.
I can.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there are no further questions, I will turn the meeting back over to you, Shalom. Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you. All right. So thank you for your report. Our next meetings will take place will take place in May. The executive session will take place on May 10th, 2024, and the public session will take place on May 17th, 2024. Readers for the month of May are myself, along with Commissioners Commissioner Ricks and Commissioner O. All right, I did it without coffee. With that said, can I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, I see. Thank you, Commissioner Alpert. Could I have a second? Thank you, Commissioner Tibbs. All in favor? All right. Thank you so much. The meeting has been adjourned. Thank you, Kia, and to your team for the fantastic work, and have a great weekend.
Have a great
Thank you.
weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Take care, everyone.